What's going on, Beaches? It's your boy Papa Swolio, and we are back with some more Extra Thirsty. Thank you so much for being here. Sidekick, Tess Hornaday, looking sexy like a snack. Nice little peppermint tip. Let me touch it. Can I touch it? A little bit? A little bit? We're good? Can I touch it? Yeah. Oh my God. Ooh, it's so nice. It's hard. It's not too hard, but it's nice. I see why people like it so much, Tessie. I see it. Yeah, I see it. You're looking good. Looking good. It looks good on you. Anyway, fam, thank you so much for being here. Hit that subscribe button. We got 5 on the motherfucking clock. And today's topic is quite important. It is the healthcare industry, or the sick care industry, as I should call it. Because, look, if you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you would like to think that you're in the healthcare industry. You're really in caring for sick people. When you're in the hospital, it's not really healthcare. It's sick care. People in there are sick. If you're in the fucking hospital, chances are you're fucking sick. If you're giving birth, you're not sick. You just need a clean, sterile environment. You know, theoretically, we didn't have that hundreds or thousands of years ago, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you go there to have a baby. Okay. That's a choice now. You can have your baby other places and do other things, but you want your baby to be delivered carefully. You go there maybe to a doctor's office, but like a hospital where there's a lot of nurses, usually you're not there if you're well. If you're healthy, you can drop in the comments below how often you're in a hospital or a doctor's office if you're healthy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if we're trying to get people healthier, if it's really a healthcare system, if you really want people to not be in those places, shouldn't you lead by example? I always talk about this with kids and parents. You need to lead by example. So I think people that promote health or supposedly promote health should be taking care of their health and should be leading the charge, but that's hardly the case. The Telegraph, this is in the UK, the Telegraph is called out. Oh, I'm sorry. Jesus, come on, man. Come on. Stop bullshitting me. Come on. Don't bullshit me. That's fucking bullshit. Sorry, Arnold. Telegraph called out for fat-shaming nurses in scathing op-ed by former editor. Impeccable timing from Boris Johnson's former boss. Telegraph called out for fat-shaming nurses. Oh, was someone's feelings hurt? Fucking care. Let's see. If we must be slim, why are so many nurses fat? A very good question. Why not? Same thing can go for doctors in the United States. So let's keep this a little bit open, even though this is in the UK. That so many NHS staff are overweight will only, what was that, National Health Service? Are overweight will only make it harder to convince the public to take weight loss advice. Don't you think that makes sense? It's called hypocrisy. Doesn't it make sense? If you're telling someone to lose weight and you're fat, doesn't that make you a hypocrite? It's like, what are you talking about? That's like when you're a parent and you are eating junk food and the kid's like, I want. Like, no, you can't. Why not? You can eat it when you're older. You can't because I said so. Kids are like, and they don't fucking believe right after that, like that first moment, they don't believe a fucking thing you say anymore. They don't. Why should the kid? Why should the kid believe what you say? Why should they? You're saying as a parent, you're saying that I can do it, but you can't just because I said so. That's hypocrisy. That means it's not a bad thing. You're not teaching the kid anything. You're saying you can't have it because they don't have the agency. They don't have the ability to purchase it or to cook it or to make it or to reach it. Doesn't mean that they won't. It just makes them want it more. Duh. Here's the reaction. Here's whose feelings got hurt. The article has been widely criticized. No shit. Really? No shit. What isn't widely criticized nowadays? I'm gonna criticize this widely criticized comment. Widely criticized on social media as well in the comment section. Abigail Brooks said, "Do you know how hard it is for overworked people like nurses in highly stressful jobs to live a healthy lifestyle when they often have to work through their breaks? I don't disagree. We need more nurses. We need shorter shifts. Fine. So I don't disagree, but it's still, look, I don't think any of this is an excuse to not take care of your own health. I do think there's just needs to be more people. You shouldn't be working through fucking breaks. That's what a break is. So I'm not saying that if you are overweight as a nurse, like if you have a job to do and your job requires X, Y, and Z, if you want that job, you do X, Y, and Z. I mean, but I think the entire health care should be not sick care. The problem is we're talking about healthcare. It's not healthcare. It's sick care. All right. The healthcare is in the gym with a personal trainer or Swolenormous X or doing yoga at a yoga studio. Like that's the healthcare. That's the healthcare. The sick care is when you go to the fucking hospital and you need medication for your diabetes. Let's see. Stephen Goodman added to the list with this. Let's see. Stress of the job Lack of meal breaks, lacks of storage facilities for brought in food. Staff is often not allowed to leave the department for a break. On-call staff having to cover up to 48 hours with no relief cover. You see, this is actually warranted. I mean, if you're overworked, overstressed, and you're just getting fucked up, I get it. And the thing is with nurses, that's a 12-hour shift usually. It's usually 11 to 11, 7 to 7, morning or evening, like graveyard. We're going to OT because we just need more time. We need more time. Yeah, we're going deep today. All right. We need some OT on this. Staff in theaters taking long cases without breaks, 6 hours plus, far too much paperwork and administrative work to complete. Ambulance crews having to, quote, station out midpoint between two or more towns, often at a fast food parking area. That's an excuse. Because if you're waiting at a fast food parking area, so then you're to go inside? That's bullshit. That one's bullshit. That's not an excuse to eat that shit. Get the fuck out of here. In all, a very poor working environment, which has detrimental health effects on its employees. Fix the problem, not the symptoms. I think both. I don't think either or. I think they're both right. I think nurses need more. I think people need to be more. You need more nurses. You need better shifts. I think all those things. Stress of the job. A lot of jobs have stress. Meditate more. Have better counseling. Have better support systems. When you get more sleep, when you have more health, you're less stressed out. And yeah, it's stressful. People are dying. People are sick. So that's the job. Stress of the job, honestly, don't be a nurse if you can't handle that. I'm just saying, but I get it. Lack of meal breaks, that's unacceptable. Lacks of storage facilities for brought in food, that's unacceptable. Staff often not allowed to leave the department for a break, unacceptable. On-call, things are different now with COVID and stuff, but generally sounds silly. On-call staff having to cover up to 48 hours with no relief, unacceptable. Taking long cases without breaks, unacceptable, I guess. I'm not really 100% sure exactly what that refers to, but I digress. Far too much paperwork happens, but yeah, it could be understaffing. It is what it is, whatever the job position. The ambulance, I don't agree with. So I don't disagree that it's inconvenient, seriously. But at the same time, I agree with the statement. It's not incorrect. You cannot, just because this is also true, you do realize, fam, like people, we need to understand that two things can be true. As I put up 4. Two things, they could both be true. If we must be slim, why are so many nurses fat? Good question. If you want to promote and people are going to be telling you should be losing weight, then you should be in great shape too. So I think there's inherent hypocrisy because you are putting nurses in a position where they have a really hard time maintaining their health. And they're the ones that have to, but I'm saying the fundamental problem, I want to hear your comments down below. I think the fundamental problem is that we are looking at this system that's in place, United States and UK, as healthcare when it's sick care. So if you look at sick care and you look at that differently, you say, oh, this is sick care. The lens changes and then it's not a big role. There's an overweight nurse. Well, it's a sick care facility. Everyone's sick. It changes it. If you're asking nurses to help people or doctors to help people and bring them back from the death and train them and get the fuck. You need a lot more people, a lot more systems. This situation with the nurses, with overworked, with all this stuff, this is not even at the end of this where it says, fix the problems, not the symptoms. I'll tell you what, they all have this wrong. This person, wrong as fuck. This is not the problem. All this stuff with the nurses, that's not a problem. Guess what? Guess what you don't need? Guess what you don't need? You don't need ridiculous hours. You don't need to cover up to 2 days for a fucking shift. You know why? You know when that would happen? When there's less people getting fucking sick. When more people in the country and in the world are healthy, you don't need as many nurses. You don't need as many sick care. You don't need as much of that. So the problem isn't even here with the nursing. It goes far, far before that with the public. But I agree with a lot of the stuff and a lot of the criticisms with the nursing. It's not a perfect system, but it's a sick care system. And that's why there's such a problem. But I think if you're going to be telling someone that they should be healthier, that's why I preach what I practice. I practice what I preach, but I preach what I practice. When I say I don't eat this or I eat this is what I prefer, this is what I do, the reason why I talk so authentically is because I am. The reason why I say things with such a fervent just attitude is because I fucking do it. I do it. When I say I don't have cheat meals, because I don't have fucking cheat meals. Do I eat a lot of food? Sure. Do I eat good food? Sure. Am I talking about elimination? Sure. I've done it all. I'm not just saying it because it's fucking popular. everything I say is not, I think everything I cover, everything I say is probably the least popular opinion. Good. That means it's probably closer to the truth, because if you can't fucking handle it, it's probably pretty damn truthful. Because the truth fucking hurts, and people don't like to admit when they are falling short and they get called out for it. Suck a dick. Anyway, what are your thoughts about this topic? What do you think about nursing? A lot of nurses follow here. I do think that nurses need more assistance, but the problem that we have is that so many people are goddamn sick. That's why we are so short of nurses, but a lot of those things in the list are unacceptable. So this goes both ways. I don't think it's a misstatement from Charles Moore, I believe it was, but I also agree with the lack of meal break storage. Like, yeah, that's unacceptable too. So what are your thoughts about everything? I hope that was it balanced. I agree with both sides, but the problem stems far before it gets to that point. What are your thoughts? Drop a comment down below, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
My shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.